Hello, Tarot Tube, witches, and the curious. I'm going to do a little unboxing of a new oracle deck that I backed on Kickstarter. I've been anxiously awaiting. All the usual production supply chain things happened, and here it is at long last. Super excited to get it and open it. So I don't want you to have to watch me with the struggle bus thing, so I did cut and open the tape. So it just came, here's my review of what we got. So it just came in a priority mail back, and honestly it was really like squished tight. Like the box does not, the oracle deck box does not fit comfortably in this priority box. So I was a bit concerned that I was going to get a damaged box, but so far I think it's okay. So this is what came, and when I look at it, I did open the plastic a little so you didn't have to, like I said, watch me with the struggle bus here. So it looks like it managed to survive despite the fact that it got squeezed into this box with no packaging. So, it could have slid around and everything. Right, we also got this little ad. So, about their other decks with a 20% off. It's going to expire pretty soon, but there it is. There's your code. And then this little extra card, which I frequently, when I get an extra card, I frequently take it and modify it in some way to make it a significator card. In this case, it is autographed by the creators, so I might not do that. I'm not sure. All right, let's get into it. And I may pause. I have a nice cup of green tea here. So I may pause for a little sip. So they're saying, that our creators are saying that WITCH stands for Woman in Total Control of Herself. Hashtag goals. Let's go. Get the box out of the way. All right, so we've got a magnetic closure box, which is very nice. And it comes with an orange gauze bag for the deck, I assume. So that's interesting color choice. So there you go. And we have an orange ribbon. Oh yeah, it smells great, y'all. Oh, that is a beefy little white book. Wow. Awesome. Look, would you look at this? This is actually gorgeous. I mean, obviously, as a Kickstarter backer, I'd seen the updates and I knew that the book was going to be special, but this exceeds expectations. This is beautiful, 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 beautiful. I think we'll have to pull a card at the end, so be sure to stick around. Now, if you like these kinds of unboxings and things, and readings and whatnot, just fun and games, do consider liking this video and subscribing so that you'll get more content like this, not just mine, but other people's as well. So that was your commercial while you got to watch me on the struggle bus after all. Getting a different scissors. So as you can see, it's got nice gold gilding, but I can tell from here that it's not going to be super thick. So I'm optimistic that even though it's got the gold gilding, we're not going to have really thick cardstock that's hard to shuffle. I think this is US Games, right? No, it came from US Games. The box got shipped by US Games, but this is still Indie Creator. It was Kickstarter. Yeah, I don't see anything about indie games or US Games here. It was just on the mailer. Let me go check on that. Let's see. I don't want to misrepresent, but I did think it said, yes, look, see? So it did come from US Game Systems, at least the mailing. So I guess they're involved in some way. Let's see if the deck fits into this little gauze pouch. Tight fit, but it does. Okay. I'm not going to bother with that right now. Let's take a look at the box again. So, become a disciple of inner devotion. Resurrect the silver salvation of self-respect. Believe in yourself and your wild, holy heart like it's a sovereign religion. It is. And the world needs more missionaries. Okay, which is, we're being called to action here with this deck. And on the back, woman in total control of herself, shifted her allegiance from pleasing to pleasure, from subservient to subversive, through the very act of claiming her inner knowing as her highest authority. All right, I'll just hold this for a second. You can pause and read the rest of it if you'd like. Okay, so there were 1,200 of us. Alrighty, I guess I can't really use that signed card, right? That would be, I can't change that to make it a significator for myself. All right, that's life. Nope, I was going to shuffle it to see how it feels, but we're not going to. We are not going to. All right, let me see if I can put this down here. My camera's just almost as low as it can get, but let's do this so you get a nice, steady, not me shaking the camera version of this. So, beautiful backs, beautiful. All right. I'll tell you the truth, I'm hoping that this is going to set me off on a new spiritual journey. All right, number 1 is Witch. Story Keeper. Spider Woman. I hope this is showing up. They are a little dark, these cards. Let me center that better. They're a little dark, and they are glossy. So in person, they're really beautiful. I just hope they, show up well in the video. Okay, there's Spider Woman. The Phoenix. So much to look at. These are very detailed art. The Selkie. It's interesting because this art evokes an earlier period of time than today. And I'm totally immersed in the RPG game Hogwarts Legacy right now. And of course, the Selkie, the Phoenix, these things all show up in this Hogwarts pantheon, and but depicted so completely differently. The Creatrix of Cunning. Oh, I love that. It's just, oh my goodness, it's gorgeous. She of the Invisible Ally. Do you like that? What do you think about these whales up in the sky rather than in the water? That gives you something to think about. Maiden Journey. More up in the sky. Keeper of Silence. As I'm reading these titles, I'm thinking about the intention of this being, self-respect, taking control of your own life, owning yourself and who you are. I think that so far I'm very pleased with some of these choices. Okay, Psyche. Look at that. That ball. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The songstress. Oh, look at that. So there she is with a little harp or a lyre sitting in a crescent moon. It's very romantic in its way, isn't it? The Divine Masculine. Let's take a look at what he's wearing a little bit. I feel comfortable saying he because the card's called the Divine Masculine. This is the first time I'm looking at these cards, so if I just get really quiet all of a sudden, it's because something's taking my attention. In this case, it was this almost halo. Well, almost. It is a halo-like thing. The Oracle, what we all seek to be if we're card slingers, right? And here she is just working with playing cards. And I will just sort of, oh yes, oh look, okay, so we see the caravan and the tent. So the implication here is that she's a traveling person working with a troupe of players, so to speak. Yes, I got off track. If you haven't studied reading playing cards, I really encourage that you do that. It's lovely, and it's nice to have that thing. It feels very, to me, it feels very woman-centered, like this common thing that any woman can have a deck of cards, play a game of cards with her friends, and then do a reading. I mean, we associate cards with men and poker and stuff, but I think let's expand it a little bit. All right, the Lady of Perpetual Rebirth. So I'm guessing that this is a moth hat that she's got here. So she's all in black, but there are these beautiful winged creatures coming off, and there's this, what is this little cage with something in it? I can't quite make it out. I'm going to take it away from the camera for a minute. Okay, it's, I believe it is a bird's skull. Dark and yet promising. The Lion Queen, looking just like a strength card, right? The Trailblazer. Okay, so this kind of looks, in many ways, it's got a lot of Easter eggs, if you will, to the Fool. But it's not a fool, it's a trailblazer. How do you like that for some powerful language? Just in case you question whether or not words are magical, there's a prime example. The Scholar. So we definitely have some archetypes here that you would find in the tarot as well, right? The Empress of Pleasure. All right, so was what they were talking about on the back of the box here. Shift your allegiance from pleasing to pleasure. The Alchemist of Pain. That is fantastic. So one of those things I really enjoy working with, and I'll put a link, I've got a playlist, is resilience. And that's a beautiful card for resilience. The Alchemist of Pain. Whoops, here we go. Some people are going to take issue with this because you want to turn it this way, right? This is the Dreamer. Okay, I'm looking at, what have we got here? I'm seeing 3 hands. A little confused. I'm a little confused. There's stuff to learn. The Judge. Let's see, do we have any, what are the symbols here on the, there's so much to look at, isn't there? Oh, she's gorgeous. Okay, the Bard of Truth. That's interesting with the swan and another lyre. A stringed instrument of some kind. So I'm anxious, although we won't get to it in this video, to find out about this symbology. The Priestess of Priorities. I love that. The Priestess of Priorities, that is beautiful. The Dancer. Everybody dance, 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 dance. Right? That, I can tell you what, even when I'm having the roughest day, if I can just dance, it helps, it helps, it helps. The Labyrinth Walker. I'm so blessed. I actually have a labyrinth in my neighborhood. A church made one out in their courtyard, and I can go anytime I like. The Labyrinth Walker. She's beautiful, and look at, she's purple. Look at all those flowers and that hat. This feels a little bit cherry blossom-ish. Oh, the Priestess of Original Innocence. It's almost like she's got a bouquet of ice crystals and snowflakes. This is a little bit troubling here, but I'll just have to wait and see how it gets explained. The Devouring Mother. Oh boy. There's a lot to unpack in that card. Failure's Muse. More resiliency. The Siren of Surrender. The Goddess of Grace. She does look graceful, doesn't she? So with the 3 faces there, like I said, so much to unpack. The Hive Queen. I almost did this unboxing on a reading cloth that had bees, and then I didn't. Now I wish I had, of course. The Sovereign. Don't often see a female figure with the staghorns. I like this though, with the moons. The Thief of Peace. The Medicine Woman. Oh, look how beautiful she is with that bear. What is this little smudge? Okay, nothing permanent. Phew, don't worry. And this spark. Okay, I'm going to take it away from the camera so I can look close. I believe it's some kind of a lantern, or she's definitely holding something, some fire illumination thing. The Harpy of Rage. Yeah, you know what? Maybe the harpies had a point. There's a thought. I'm looking forward to reading that one too. The Weaver of the Red Tent. The Wing Leader. Wow. The Exile. You know, it's interesting because there are so many different phases in a woman's life that are being addressed here. It's not, you know, I feel like it's traveling a whole trajectory of a woman's life. The Companion. The Discipline of Ritual. Challenging, right? Gotta get that happening. The Predator. Oh my goodness, that's a pope, right? That's definitely making a point there. Okay, the Wonder Hunter. The Sisterhood of Reciprocity. Ladies. That's beautiful. The Rescuer. Okay, this was the one kind of thing that I was missing so far. It was that idea of nurturing something that needs, you know, nurturing a living, whatever, that needs nurturing. I felt like I hadn't seen that yet. So here it is. It's not a mother and child, but it is that nurturing of someone with less abilities and strength. The Triple Goddess. Very good. Let's see how she's looking. I always like to look at the old ladies because that's where I am. Okay, beautiful. Very beautiful. The Gardener of Hope. Personally, I think anybody who gardens has got serious hope skills. It just takes a long time for things to happen. The Dragon Rider. There's a completely different energy. And the Madonna of Self-Compassion. What a wonderful close. All right, let's see how it handles. So there are 48 cards. All right, I'm not a great shuffler, so prepare yourself to snort, giggle, laugh, do a spit take, something. All right, they're a little slippery, which shouldn't surprise anybody since they're glossy. But look how I can bend this, which normally with these indie gilded decks, I can't bend it. And I'm going to do a little overhead, which is too hard to do an overhand in front of the camera. And that's beautiful. That's beautiful. That feels great. All right, let's pull a card and read it. So I'm going to take a moment. And you take a moment. Let's do a 4 square breath. So if you don't know what that one is, you breathe in for 4, you hold for 4, you breathe out for 4, you hold for 4. And while you're doing that, be very much aware of either your feet on the ground or your seat on the seat, wherever it is that your, gravity is doing its job there. So think about that while we take a breath. Okay, here we go. All right. So I'm going to pick a card for me for right now, for you for right now, and for whoever sees this in the future. Let's just assume that there's a message in this card for everybody. And we get the Rescuer. All right, let me frame this up here so you can admire her while I read the text. So this is card number 44. It's near the end of the deck. I did not perceive necessarily a strict chronology about this deck though, so yeah, let's see what it says. So here's what the book looks like here. You can see how gorgeous this is. This nice, it's just, whoops, the paper feels so good. It's so smooth and lovely. All right, killer empathy is real. Most women never identify it, alone unravel its suffocating grasp on their lives. While empathy is a superpower, it is a double-edged sword. It enables you to be considerate of and cooperative with others, but on the other side of empathy is the rescuer who, in her compassion, is determined to save those she loves and that which she cares about most. This will lead her to sacrifice her time, energy, and other resources in the name of fixing, saving, solving, helping, and otherwise rescuing those people and situations she feels have great need. This side of empathy cuts deeply into her life force, often resulting in the hemorrhage of her time, vitality, and creativity. A witch, so that's a woman in total control of herself, however, knows that her empathy must have boundaries. She helps those who help themselves, jumping in to assist rather than save or fix. She trusts that others have their own guides and their own soul's code to assist their journey, just as she does. She's willing to resist the impulse to caretake or rescue, allowing others the opportunity to grow, expand, and develop their own agency. Now is the time to resist the urge to manage another's experience, excuse me, and keep your precious empathic energy in balance. And so here's a different take on that lamb, which is nice because, I mean, the lamb is not being held so tight that the lamb is being allowed to find its own path. So I feel like the book here, in that card anyway, it complemented the card. So let's just take a look at a few more things in the book. So we do have some poetry in here, right, that's not associated with a specific card. Sorry, standing in the light. Let's see. Okay, so it looks like we have, remember I was saying I'm really looking forward to reading about this imagery. So there we go. So it does look like we're going to have a card, and then we have an evolution of that imagery and that message. Oh, I remember this card with the lotus. There she is, the goddess of grace. All right, shall we do this? Why don't we look at another card? Let's say that this is our energy. And let's pull a second card here to elaborate on that. So, you know, if you are one of these people who's always, you know, it's because we love deeply, right? But who is trying to fix and not let people make their own mistakes and stuff. It's like, we can't do it all, right? And it hurts both of us. So if you might be caught in that cycle, or you're just sort of thinking about it and working on, you know, the right balance in your own personal life, let's see if we can pull another card for a little elaboration, a little guidance on that idea. I think I'm going to go with this one. And we got the Selkie. All right, let's see how those two cards want to play with each other. The Selkie is card number 5, one at the beginning of the deck. Let's give ourselves a little heart. Let's give ourselves a little rose quartz love and see what the Selkie has to offer us. I am enjoying this deck enormously. I'm very excited. Okay, the Selkie. Legend tells of the Selkie, a shape-shifting woman seal often seen off the coast of northern Scotland, who can shed her skin by moonlight and dance upon the shores. Fishermen were known to catch the sea maid's skin in order to keep her pinned to the land, captured as bride, preventing her return to her true skin and soul home. Well, that's disturbing. To reclaim your soul skin in the current legend you're living, you must let go of the good girl pelt you were raised to wear. This means getting comfortable with letting people have their own ideas about who you are so that you can develop the freedom to be what is most natural to you. Toss off all that no longer fits you and dive deep into the places where your soul feels most at home. Let go of old demands you put yourself under to be the good girl, the good friend, the good daughter, the good wife, the good mother. Shed the pelt of expectation, demand, and approval, including your own. The witch you are becoming will cost you relationships, spaces, comfort, security, and convenience. Choose her over everything. All right, so there's a little warning, right, that when we change and we start to put our own needs, make them a priority, that does change relationships, and sometimes it's not, we do maybe have less of a relationship sometimes. So here's how that card evolved. So here the seal is, there's no way this seal is going to have its female skin pinned to the land. It's going to be its authentic self. And I think that these two do play with each other rather nicely, right? If you are being, a little too involved with other people's lives, here's a message to be yourself. Don't accept all the responsibilities that, what was that word they used? The traditional expectations and things that tend to be put on people who are women or are people who love and care. It's okay for you to do it your way. You don't have to take on everybody else's thing. And we want the little lamb to be free. Let's close with that beautiful image. So that was 44. We want those that we love and care about. We want them to find their own path. That's going to be hard for them to do unless we find our own path, our own authentic ways of loving and caring about other people. All right then, that was a rather long video for me, but I enjoyed doing that reading. It resonated for me. So from Angi Sullins and Silas Toball, the author and artist, that was The Witch, Woman in Total Control of Herself, Oracle, and the book, which is gorgeous. And here is the back of the cards. I can't fit everything in. We'll just come out like this so that you can see. Look at my spinning crystal. That'll be our closing thing. Like I said, if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button and do consider subscribing. Helps me, helps you. I would just be so grateful. Thanks. Bye-bye.